Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and today we're doing another figure comparison, and this one is a very special one because it's a figure comparison I've done a little bit before but never again in depth. So we're going to be doing a much more in-depth figure comparison between these two Godzilla figures. The original Godzilla from Deformation King, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Bandai Banpresto, and its Burning Godzilla counterpart. No, it is not Thermo Godzilla, Radioactive Godzilla, Nuclear Godzilla, whatever stupid name you want to call it. It's Burning Godzilla, branded officially. Does not say Thermo, it's Burning. Okay? Shut up. That being said, once again, it's going to be a comparison, not a competition, between categories. Sculpt and paint, not articulation, not size, because they were the exact same size. Accessories, pretty much price and availability and packaging. So let's go over it. Sculpt and paint, the sculpt is pretty much the same thing. Both of them are made of a black plastic with paint over top. This one mildly, this one majorly, but we'll get to that in a sec. But of course, it all comes down to how much paint is on it, and if you know my previous reviews of these guys, you know my critiques about both of them and how much I praise one over the other. But I think that this is a very well-defined thing, or well-defined example of quality versus quantity. Let me explain. This Godzilla, the original, is sculpted beautifully and has some of the best dry brushing I have seen on a Godzilla figure, period. Especially with like the dorsal spines being all seeped in with the dry brushing, the sides of the body, not so much on the face, but it makes up for it with the beautiful eye paint, which is really not accurate, but really stylized, and I really like it. The mouth looks really well done with like that kind of mellow, pinkish kind of color, and the perfectly, almost perfectly, I'll say. Nah, it's actually pretty well done. Painted teeth. The toe claws look pretty well with the shading and the dry brushing. And the only critique I had with this thing is the way the claws were painted, because it just kind of looked a little scrapey and goopy. Because, like, you see, it just kind of looks like there was not much paint on the claws, which it's kind of inconsistent, but that's the only gripe. But even then, I'm kind of warming up to it. So, but yeah, the sculpt and paint is beautiful on this thing. Can't really say the same thing about this one, which is all caked on. The sculpt, again, is amazing, but the paint is just, it's caked on so much to the point where there's paint, like there's globs of paint you can clearly see, like that. There's bubbles inside the paint. I mean, the eyes are painted rather well, applied really well, because I know they're decals. And, I mean, the spines don't look all that bad, even though they are green mildly. But, like, it just looks caked on. It doesn't even look like he's burning. It just looks like he's a Halloween DLC for the next, whatever, Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's Jacko Godzilla. Okay? This is Jacko Godzilla. It's not even burning. It's Jacko Godzilla. And, I mean, while the claw paint is there, it's not really helping anybody. It's the whole presentation is just a bunch of orange paint caked on. That's my main criticism with this figure. It's just caked on. But with that being said, it's definitely at least an overall nice presentation on the shelf. You know, there's no articulation. Size is pretty much the same thing. So accessories, literally, the Burning Godzilla has a bit of a hard time with his. Literally just the same thing. Can you guess which one's which? Well, guess what? I actually followed it with my eyes, so. Yeah, it's just, it feels so weird. Like, every time when. Yeah, okay, good. Because, like, they are compatible with each other. It's just, I kind of would have preferred if the bases were a bit different. Because Burning Godzilla in the movie melt buildings just by standing next to them, and we have a huge set of buildings, one that's even touching his foot, and a few buildings actually right here. Actually, I think this is just a singularity building. It's just crumbled. It's not even melting. So maybe some like dry brushing. Maybe you could have like sawed this off and just kind of melted it off. Please, some variation would have been nice. But overall in accessories, I think that that sums it up. Price, they're about the same price. I've got them for at least identical. I got you for 25. I got you for $30. Not too bad. Availability, that's like a whole different story that I think you can pretty much find these at like, I think Big Bad Toy Store still has them. I don't know. It's been a while since I last checked Big Bad Toy Store. And yeah, boxes, because I actually still have both figures in their boxes. Oh boy. Give me a sec. Yeah, they're rather high up on my shelf, but here they are. I actually, funny enough, have different releases of the boxes. This is the North American release of the box, because you can tell by the Godzilla logo. This is actually the Japanese import of the box, and it even says Jaya. I don't know what that means, but one of you Japanese folks who can speak Japanese, there you go. It's right there. Oh, it's on both boxes. Never mind. But yeah, it's essentially like the same thing, except one's just the standard, and one is orange and features King Ghidorah on the box for some reason. But they're overall like identical style boxes, so I think when you really boil it down, it all just comes down to who you personally like better. Do you like your regular Godzilla or your Burning Godzilla? In my opinion, they completely skipped out on the Atomic Godzilla. Although I have seen bootlegs in a Godzilla vs. Kong bootleg set that actually feature an Atomic version with a beam. I might pick that up. I'm considering it. Right now I'm focusing on U2s and Funko Pops. That's why you guys have been seeing so much Funko Pops and U2s videos from me lately. And I've planned a few more, actually. But yeah, with that being said, I hope this video was at least helpful in an in-depth comparison between these two. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel. Jesus loves you. God bless you all. Go there and spread the gospel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.